All right, all right. We don't want to move the unicorn here. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Everybody in here. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Happy Saturday, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Grand, great, wonderful, I hope. Start getting that body moving. Let's get those feet nice and wide, arms up over the head. Let's take your right hand to touch the inside of your left leg. Happy Saturday. Happy final workout of week 1. Just a reminder, next week, we are off for the week of Thanksgiving. And we will resume back on November 28th. Good morning, Mel. Good morning, Jane. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, Holly. Good morning, Mary Beth. Good morning, Chris. All right, let's go knee raises now. Pulling those knees up past your hips, circling out your feet and your ankles, please. Really getting those knees up high. Make sure we're pulling them up. Prepping that lower half of the body for what we got for you. Make sure that when you're doing this, guys, your eyes are locked on a point that does not move. All right, hands on the hips for hip circles now. Hip circles standing. So knees up, right up, go out, and you can switch. Other side. Going out with your circles. Tap that toe, open up those hips, keep those hands right on the hips. And you can do this walking if you want to. Some people find that to be a little bit easier to do when you do it that way. Get a little rhythm. Okay, let's take it down to our tabletop position. We're going to go opposite arm and leg right now. Get all the muscles along the back side of the body loosened up, along the spine, reaching your fingers, pointing those toes. Make sure the knees are separated. Make sure the hands are below the shoulders so that when you lift, you're not falling forward. If you're falling forward, it's one of two things. Either you are lifting your back leg too high or you're doing the same side. We want to make sure that we are balancing it out. Right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. Keeping that knee below the shoulder. Really reach those fingers, point those toes. Foot should not go any higher than the back side, the rump, the bum. Yeah, I want you to turn it on over. We're going to do the same to the opposite side. The opposite plane here. So right hand to left toe. Let's bend the knees if you need to support your back right now. Just fire up that lower abdominal area, that lower back. Right across. Arms nice and wide, feet nice and wide if you're doing it with straight legs. Lift that head and shoulders off the ground. That added challenge. Make sure both feet and legs rest on the ground in between. And back stays nice and flat. All right, last little warm up. Let's make sure that that lower back is ready to go. Feet and knees together. We're dropping them down to the left with our wiper stretch, holding it for 2 to 3 seconds on the left, and then keeping the feet and knees together and going over to the other side. Arms by our side. You feel a lot in your chest or shoulders. That means those chest and shoulders need some TLC. Isolated chest and shoulder stretch. From here, I'm going to have you guys put your feet down flat. Press those heels into the ground and lift those hips up nice and high for a glute bridge. Hold it at the top though, okay? I want you to hold it at the top. So I'm going to give you 4 different hold positions or exercises to make some headway with here today. I'm going to cover them right now, and then you can decide which one you want to do at first for the first round. It's just glute bridge hold, okay? And this is going to be the easiest option, option 1. Okay, option 2, we go upside down plank. Legs extended, arms extended. Feet and knees squeezing together. Squeeze those feet. Make sure your back stays nice and flat. I'm looking for you to have either option 1, head down, or for that added challenge, head up, chin tucked. Okay, hug the knees in, make your way to either your squat position, or if you have a wall around you or a pole that you can do a wall sit on, I'd like you to do that. Again, feet out from under you, legs bent at 90 degrees, head and back pressing up against that said wall, arms by your side. Keeping that head out in front. If you're doing your squat position, hands are going to be out in front of those eyes, separated, holding that position. 3, 2, 1. Last but not least, you need a pair of weights for the shoulder press hold, the bottom of the shoulder press. This is the most difficult here today. I'm showing it just down low so you can see, but you can do it either standing, kneeling like I am, or of course for the added challenge, that V-sit position, elbows in line with the shoulders. We want some challenging weights in those hands, holding that position. So while you're holding this, I want you to think about what you're going to start with. Are you going to start with option 1, glute bridge, option 2, upside down plank, option 3, wall sit or squat, or option 4, the shoulder press? Because you got to hold it for 5 minutes. You got to hold one of those for 5 minutes. Breaking whenever you need to, all right? Every time you break, give yourself a point over the 5-minute time period. So you'll be keeping track over that 5-minute time period. Okay, if you're not going to be doing shoulder press for the first round, then I'm asking you to transition to one of the other 3 options. We'll be starting in about 30 seconds. 5 minutes. Challenge is to break as little as possible, but if you do break, give yourself a point, all right? And at the end of the 5 minutes, I'm going to ask you how many points you have, and we'll go from there. Okay, 5 minutes on the clock. In 3, and 2, and 1, let's begin. So the goal is to hold the position. All right. Every time you rest, which is still available to you. So keep that in mind. If your form is off, I still want you to rest. You have to give yourself a point. Anytime you have to break, right? So option 1 is glute bridge. Option 2 is that upside down plank. Option 3 is the wall sit or squat. And option 4 is the shoulder press hold. If you're doing that shoulder press hold and standing, don't forget to keep your staggered foot position. All right, now you're not switching at any time. So you're keeping the same exercise. So say you're doing the shoulder press and you need a break. Okay, you put those weights down, you shake it out, take as much time as you need. And then when you're ready, go back into it. Breathing on through. Breathing on through. Anytime you break, note that's a point for yourself. If you go the full 5 minutes without breaking, guess what? You don't have any points. Keep pressing from those heels if you're in that glute bridge position. I don't want any butt sagging. If I see your form off, I'm going to ask you to break and give yourself a point. Elbows need to stay in line with the shoulders when we're doing that shoulder press hold. Breathe on through. Now, the reason why that option, the shoulder press, is the most difficult is because we're working the smallest muscle groups on that. Nice job. Really good job on the wall sits from what I'm seeing in terms of toes pointed forward, legs bent at 90 degrees. Looking good, looking good. Just past the 1.5-minute mark, which is good. Breathe on through, breathe on through. Come on, glute bridgers, squeeze those ass cheeks together. Squeeze them. Every time you break, you give yourself a point. Looking good, Mary Beth. Chest out, shoulders back, looks awesome. Same thing, Chris, way to keep that staggered foot position. We got it, Holly, breathe on through, yep. Especially for those of you who are doing that wall set, I mean, any of these holds, you got to be consistently breathing on through. In through your nose, exhaling out through your mouth. In through your nose, exhaling out through your mouth. If you're holding that shoulder press position and you start feeling some pressure here, that's a sign your elbows are dropping, and that is a sign we need to rest. Keep those hips up. Keep those hips up. Coming up on that halfway point, everyone, which is solid, right? Halfway, breathing on through. If you're doing that wall set, remember the benefit to having the wall is you can put your head and back right up against that wall. All right, you want to make sure you're doing that so you take the pressure off the legs or the emphasis off the legs and don't keep 100% on it. Will you still use them? Yes. But if you can use that leverage to press that head and back up against that wall, you're going to be able to hold that position much further. Glute bridgers, continue to squeeze those glutes. Just under 2 minutes now. Come on, ladies, you got this. You got this. Yes, you do. Those glute bridgers, your quads, those glutes should be squeezing the whole time. They should be shaking right now. If you've been holding it for this amount of time and you haven't taken a break, those ass cheeks should be squeezing. Those legs should be shaking. Mary Beth, just lift those elbows up a little higher. They're starting to drop a little bit. So if you can't keep it there, then you're going to have to take a break. Come on, Mary, you got this. Keep that 90 degrees, looking strong, looking strong. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Very good, Joe, getting in those shoulders. Try and keep those arms right along the wall if you can when you do that. Really open up that chest and shoulder area. Coming up on that 1 minute mark, ladies. Here it is, 1 minute to go. Breathe on through. Breathe on through. Deep in the position. Under a minute, under a minute. Some of you holding that shoulder press, holding standing, you're starting to get antsy. I can see those feet moving. Breathe, breathe, Hal. You're doing great. Don't lose that form. I know it's not easy. Come on, ladies, come on. Under that 30-second mark. Come on, hold out. Glute bridgers, squeezing those butt cheeks. Let's do it. Come on. Woo. Squeeze in, squeeze in. Come on, Mary Beth, you got this. Almost there, ladies. Keep it going, Jane. You got it, Chris. Keep those elbows in line with the shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. Put it down. Put it down. Okay. Okay. Shake it on out. Get some water if you need it. Loosen up. All right. For those of you who took breaks, okay, every 1 point that you got is worth 5 crawlers. So if you took 3 breaks, you'd have to do 15 crawlers. If, of course, you took 1 break, it would be worth 5 crawlers. Now, I'll have you start that in a minute, okay? So here's what's going to happen, okay? After you finish a crawler amount, you're going to be going in to this sequence here. And this sequence is going to be based on your age. I'm going to share this with you guys right now so you see it. It'll stay on the screen. So if you didn't get any breaks, then you don't have to do any crawlers. You can go right into this, all right? Right into your age. Everybody see what I'm sharing here? All right, there we go. So reps in your age. You've got to do push-ups, lateral raise, front raise, and bent rows, all right? So however old you are, that's how many reps you're going to be doing. So once you finish your crawlers, then start into your reps with age. If you didn't take any breaks, then guess what? You can start those reps with age now. Okay, you may begin. So if you took 3 breaks, 15 crawlers. Took 2 breaks, 10 crawlers. You took 7 breaks, do the math. That's 35 crawlers. Reps in your age. Yes, Jane.
Do you want chest press for push-ups?
I do. Or you can do standing chest fly. Your choice. Get those crawlers done first, and then go into reps in your age. Make sure if you're doing the alternate for the push-ups, which will either be on your back for the chest press, lowering down at 90 degrees and pressing up, or you have that option for the standing chest fly. Tracy, you were doing it right. Just make sure your elbows are squeezing on it. Here you go, Holly. So 5 crawlers for every time you got a point. Once everybody is into their reps in your age, then I'm going to be explaining exactly what we need to do after that. Let's zoom this in a little bit more. For
Do
you
we
guys.
have to do the all of push-ups and then all lateral raise, or can we do like split it up and do reps?
do. Yep, you can. I'll give you the option. I'll give you the option to bounce around if you want. Yep, great question. So if you want to do, 10 push-ups and then go to the bent rows for 10, you can do that. Just keep. It's going to be a little harder to keep track, but you can do that. You can mix and match.
Could I have a substitution for someone else's age? So Tracy, bring your elbows towards one another when you do that. Okay, so if you want to squeeze the elbows in, open up the chest. Don't bring your hands together. Keep your hands separated. Squeeze the elbows towards. Yep, there you go. That's our goal. When we squeeze, we're going to get those chest and shoulder muscles working. If we squeeze our hands together, our elbows are going to go wide. We want to avoid that. So when you finish all your reps in your age, okay, as you bounce around, you're going to choose one of the other 3 hold exercises to do. So if you did glute bridges, you can't use glute bridges anymore. If you did shoulder press, you can't use shoulder press anymore. If you did wall sit, you can't use wall sit anymore. And once I see you in that position, you will do the same thing. You'll be working for 5 minutes, trying to break as little as possible, knowing that every point or every break that you take will result in crawlers. And that's going to be a little while. Everybody working on their age. So when you finish all 4 of the exercises in your age, then I want you to be down or up into one of your hold positions. And once I see that, if you guys want to just give me a heads up, like, hey, I'm done, I'm going into this, then I'll know and I'll start your timer. Breaks can be had at any time, of course, in your reps in your age. Like I said, if you want to bounce around, you can. If you want more of a challenge, stick to 1, finish it, and then move on. When you're doing your front raise, you can either have the palms facing in, palms facing up, or palms facing down. When you're doing the lateral raise, it can be the same thing. Palms up or palms down. You mix and match, keep that staggered foot position. Good job on those bent rows there, Holly. If you have questions on exercises, just let me know. Just take yourself off of mute. Say, hey, can you explain to me what this is? Tracy, do you have a question?
Yes. Can you just give a reminder of what the lateral front and bent rows are?
I can certainly do that. Yeah, I'm just going to take this off of share for a second and do so. So front raise, we go thighs to eyes. Lateral raise, we go to the side, just to the bottom of the ears with your hands, weights in each hand. And then, of course, bent rows, a weight in each hand, palms facing in, and we pull back.
Okay.
So it's push-ups, lateral raise, front raise, bent rows in your age. So once you complete all 4 in your age, then I want you to pick one of the remaining 3 options in the challenge, the 5-minute challenge. And go and just let me know. Just say, hey, I'm done. I'm going into this, and I'll start the time. And most of the time, we're going to have a couple of people starting at the same time. Make sure that we're squatting down to pick up those weights, right? So many of you will be able to transition to a heavier weight when you do your bent rows from your front or lateral raises because they're much bigger muscle groups. So when you're doing your front and lateral raise, probably be around the same weight amount, a little lower to moderate size. When you do your bent rows, you can go moderate to heavier because you're using bigger muscle groups in your upper back, biceps, and forearms and shoulders.
I'm ready for timer.
Okay, that was Joe, right? All right, Joe, you can get right in position. And I got you. 5 minutes. Again, Joe, anytime you need to break, take it, give yourself a point. Keeping those backs nice and flat when you're doing that upside down plank, Joe, all right? You need to bend those knees at 90 to support it at any point you can. If you bring your arms further back, you're gonna notice how much more of a challenge for that upper abdominal area. Again, you wanna go to the point that's challenging you, but of course not arching your back. I'm saying that not so much for everybody here, but if anybody watching on replay, back's always gotta be flat when we're doing any sort of exercises laying on our backs. So yeah, the youngers, the youngins, the youths, you guys get a little bit easier challenge on that, right? But it's not because you're going into your 5 minutes after that, so. And the good thing about it for those of you who are a little older, don't worry, those youths will eventually be older, okay? Just to keep that in mind. They'll get their due someday in life.
I'm starting 5 minutes.
All right, Julie, got you. Got you, Jules. Got your time. Joe, you got a little under 4 minutes to go. Keep those toes pointed forward on the upside down plank. Again, whatever one you did last time, can't do that again. You got to choose one of the other three. And you know what's coming up, okay? You know that crawlers is your quote unquote point penalty. And I'm doing that with quotation marks to make fun of it. Again, you're not being punished per se, but what I want you to use that as is a motivator to say, hey, can I hold out a little bit longer here? Can I challenge myself or push myself to a level that I would not normally get to so I don't have to do as many crawlers later? When you're doing your front raises, make sure you're going from your thighs to your eyes. So your movement, you can't forget it, right? It rhymes. And I only want you going to your eyes because if you go any higher, we're going to be most likely arching or leaning back. We want to avoid that. Tracy, bring both feet together. Bend at your waist like you're a folding table. Arms below the shoulders. Yep. Head up, chest out. I want you bending at your waist more. Keep coming down. Keep coming down. There you go. Now stick your chest out and squeeze your shoulder blades back so your back is as flat as can be. Nice job on those, Melanie. Nice work. Keep your staggered foot position, Chris, so you can support your back. There you go. Looks good, Mary Beth, keeping the shoulders back, head up. Again, you can bounce around. So you got 4 exercises to get to your age. You know, one of the easiest ways to go about it is do it by 10s. Do it by 20s. Chip away at it. Keeping those eyes forward. Joe, you got less than a minute, okay? Less than a minute. Jane, you ready? Okay, once you get down, I got you. Mel, you ready? Thumbs up. Okay, I got you. Joe, you got 10 seconds.
I'm ready for you, Ryan.
Oh my, all right.
I'm never really ready.
I know. 3, 2, 1. Joe, you are done. And Joe, you're gonna go into round 2. I'll explain what round 2 looks like, Mary, in a second. Mary, I got your time down.
I'm ready.
Who said that?
Mary
Who-
Beth.
Mary Beth, thank you very much, Mary Beth. I got your time. You can start. All right, so Joe, you'll see on the screen, it says round 2. And you're gonna do 3 exercises in your age. Just gonna show you those.
We do my
3.
crawlers in between.
Yes, you can do your crawlers in between if you had to take the breaks, however many breaks. But this time, Joe, please make it 10 crawlers for every break that you took. Hint, hint, for those of you working on your challenges. So if you took 3 breaks, that would be 30 crawlers to do. If you took 2 breaks, it would be 20 crawlers to do. So you can do those, Joe, and then I'll go into the next round. The second round is going to be 10 crawlers for every time you take a break and give yourself a point. So if there's any incentive not wanting to do crawlers, then we need to make sure that we challenge ourselves to take as little breaks as possible. Julie, you got 3, 2, and 1. You can come out. Holly, I got your time started. When you're ready, start it now. Perfect timing. So Julie, if you needed to break at any point, for every point that you have, we're going to do 10 crawlers, 5 breaks, 50 crawlers. Round 2, we're going to be using those weights again. You'll see we have figure 8 weave, wood chop, and reverse wood chop, and that's going to be on each side. So that's going to take some time. So Joe, I'll cover that for you now. Make sure I get that each in there. All right, so Joe, the figure 8 weave, we're going to need 1 weight. Take this off the screen right now so you guys can see. And for those of you able to watch, you can watch so you can see exactly what we're going to be doing later. Figure 8 weave would be in your squat position. Okay, weight in one hand. I weave it underneath the left, switch with my hand. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Every time I switch that weight, that's 1 repetition. It's the total count to your age. That's going to go fast. Now the reverse wood chop and regular wood chop, all right, you're going to have your weight and you're going to hold it like you would if you were holding a handle of an axe. We'll do the wood chop first. So I am going to point my left foot out to the side, right arm has the weights in it. Left arm is holding the handle, and I'm going to bend that knee and chop down, come up, chop down. So I got to do my age on one side before I switch to the other, chop down. So the movement starts up high and we chop it down. Reverse wood chop, we would do it the opposite way. So you'd start down low. And what I would want you to do is go across the body and turn and push away. So it's down. Notice I come up on my back toe, turn and push. All right. Each side on that. So those are the 3 that you need to be focusing on. Chris, do you need the timer?
I do. Thank
Okay, I
you.
got you started. Yeah. Jane, you got 3, 2, and 1. You can get into your crawlers if you had any crawlers or took a break. If not, you can start your age for figure 8 weave, wood chop, and reverse wood chop. Staying in that squat position is very important for that figure 8 weave. Anytime you break in the second round, it's worth 10 crawlers. So let's use that as an added motivator, right? That's a lot of crawlers. The crawlers should be done quickly when we do them. Walking those hands forward to your plank and walking them back. All right. The longer you stay back, the more challenge you're going to have. So make sure you're moving forward quick. Breaking, of course, when you need to.
Melanie, you got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mary, you got 10 seconds. Mel, you can start your crawlers. Mary, you got 3, 2, and 1. Good job on the chops, Joe. Yep, bend that knee. Bend both knees when you go down, okay? Dropping down. Start your crawlers first once you finish. Every break, that is 10 crawlers for that second round. Tracy, you got under a minute. Mary Beth, you got under a minute. Under 30 seconds now. You got it, Holly. Keep breathing on through. Tracy, Mary Beth, you guys are good to go. If you took any breaks during that time, for every time you take a break, it's worth 10 crawlers. So start those crawlers first before you get into round 2, which is the following 3 exercises there on the screen. Keep breathing on through. Holly, you got under a minute, girl. You got this. If you need me to recover those exercises, let me know. Figure 8 weave's gonna go quick. All right, I paired these together knowing that the wood chops are gonna take some time physically, and because you gotta do your same number, you gotta do your age on both sides. And like we did in the past, you can bounce around if you want. So maybe you do 5 or 10 reps on one side, do 5 or 10 on the other. Get creative on how you do it. Holly, you got 3, 2, and 1. You can break. You can start your next round of crawlers if you took any breaks. Those eyes up. You got it, Chris. Keeping those hands by your side. If you bring your hands to your legs, what we do then is just bring attention to those legs that may be a little tired. So finish your crawlers first, then you can get in. Bend those knees, okay, Jules, as you go down, really get that bend of the knee. I'm gonna cover that again for you guys so you can see. So I got my weight. So regular wood chops, we're starting from the right and going to the left, all right? And we're gonna squat right on down, chop. And as I squat right on down, my body weight goes to the heels, and then I bring it right back up. And I crunch down on my midsection, and I'm using my obliques, shoulders, and my total body to come down and chop. When I would do the other side, I'd hold it the other way. So if I was gonna go left to right, I'd hold my left hand in the weight, right hand over the top. And I would chop down from left to right. Okay, it's gonna look a little different on your screen because you see the opposite of me. If I was gonna do reverse wood chop, okay, it would just go the opposite direction. So instead of starting up high and working my way down, I would start low. My hands are over my left leg or to the outside of my left leg. And now I'm gonna push it and turn, okay, to the right. I bring it back down, squat, body weight to the heels, and then push and turn. I want you to get that rotation in the midsection, and I want you to push it away from you, all right? Same thing on the other side. Chris, you got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can start your crawlers if you took any breaks.
Ryan, are we doing the wood chops on each side?
Yeah,
Sorry.
you'll see it right there. It says each. You want to do them on each. So you do your age on one side, age on the other. That's our goal. Same thing now applies when you finish these 3 exercises to your age. You have 2 more. Count them, 2 more exercises for your 5-minute hold. So once you finish, pick one of the 2 remaining for your 5-minute hold. Like you did last time, just let me know so I can keep time for you. Go from there. Really nice job, Mel, keeping that butt back, eyes up on the figure 8 weave. Bend those knees when you chop down, ladies. Remember, it's going to be a squat. Squat all the way down, Mary Beth, when you chop. Squat all the way down. Those hands are gonna go to the outside of the knee when you squat. Keep those eyes up, Tracy. That way your butt stays back on that figure 8 weave. Really good job, Holly. Yep, that's good. Squat on down. It's a very explosive and powerful exercise, that wood chop. If your back's a little tight or weak, okay, this is the really important part about squatting on down and using those legs. When you finish all 3 at your age, then of course, you can then pick one of the other 2 remaining holds. So if you've done glute bridge and upside down plank, well, you got either squat hold, wall sit remaining, or of course, shoulder press hold. If you pick shoulder press hold and wall sit, well, then you got glute bridge remaining and upside down plank. So you guys can decide which ones you want to do. Again, that reverse wood chop is starting to the outside, turning and rotating and pushing the hands away. You want to make sure we go each. I'm going to show again, just so you guys have a good understanding of how to do it. Regular wood chop, going from right to left, chopping down, squatting, coming back up, chopping down, squatting. We're doing it from left to right. Weight would be in the left palm, right hand would be over the top, left to right, going down, squatting. And don't be surprised when you go from your dominant side to your non-dominant side if it feels awkward, because normally you probably wouldn't chop wood going from left to right, but it might feel a little awkward because it's not as strong. In addition to that, when you're doing your reverse wood chops, right, you're going to be starting out wide and going across the body. So I start low here and wide, and I'm going to go up, turn, and rotate. Notice I get that turn when I'm going to my right with my left foot. Then I come back down, take that axe, push it away from me. All right. Same thing if I was going to the right. Here, turn and push. I really want you to focus on turning that leg, rotating at that hip and waist. Chop it away. Chop, chop, chop.
This is Joe. I'm ready for a timer.
All right, JJ. Here we go, JoJo. I got you. Love it. Get those. Again, you can mix and match how you want this to work. Maybe you want to do 10 reps at a time. Maybe you want to do 5 reps at a time. Maybe you really want to challenge yourself and not switch until you complete all your reps on one side before doing the other. I'm going to get this back on the screen for you guys so you have it. So for those of you who are about to embark on your next 5-minute hold, just note what applies. What's at stake when you're holding for 5 minutes? It's going to be 15 crawlers for every time you take a break. No joke. No joke at all. Should be squatting down, right? On that wood chop and reverse wood chop. Very important to get down low, putting our body weight to our heels. When we do that figure 8 weave, it's a total count. So every time you switch the weight from one hand to the other, that's 1, then 2, 3, 4. The wood chop and reverse wood chop, they're each. They're going to take a little longer. This wood chop exercise, when done correctly, you're going to be using muscle groups you didn't know you had. Great job, Tracy. Turn and rotate. There you go. So reverse wood chop, you start down low, turn, rotate to the opposite side and push it away. Think like you're pushing something away from you. And that's going to get the opposite movement going. Good, good, Jane. Yep, get that rotation going. You got it. Really nice. Keep those butt cheeks a squeezing, Joe. Joe, you got just under 2 minutes, all right?
In that third round, we have at stake 15 crawlers for every point you give yourself, otherwise known as breaks. Nice job, Melanie. Great turn, rotate, excellent. Same thing, Jules, really nice job. Get those feet nice and wide, Chris, because you're gonna wanna squat down when you do it. So I'm going from right to left here, squatting down as I chop. There you go. Yep. Chop, 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 chop. All right, so we are squatting down, feet are nice and wide, chop down, come back, chop down, come back. If I was doing reverse, same direction, I'd start wide, I'd turn and push. You guys are doing really nice on this. Keep that squat alive. That's what's most important. Joanna, you got under a minute.
Ryan, I'm ready.
Okay, Jane, I got your timer. Ready to start.
I'm ready to. It's Julie.
Is that Julie?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, Joe, you are good to go for any breaks you took. Give yourself a point. They are worth 15 crawlers per. Joe, you are done. Joe, you will see what round 3 provides you there on the screen. It's only 2 exercises. Cover them. If you need me to, just ask. Again, we're dropping down, obviously, as you can see, for each round, we are doing 1 less exercise in sequence for your age. Way to go, Jane. Not going to be an easy feat. Okay, let's make sure we keep an eye on those elbows in line with the shoulders. Same thing, Jules. Make sure we're squatting down, Mary Beth. So as I bring that weight down, I got to squat all the way down. Tracy, great work. Same thing, Hall. Way to go. Again, when we do reverse wood chops, you start down low and you go across the body, turning and pushing. Now, that's what we're looking for. Now, if you're doing either chop and you're feeling a lot more pressure in your lower back and no legs, that means you're not squatting. You probably need to take a little more break. You don't want to feel solely all back. It's very, very important here.
I do need a quick refresher on sprinter steps.
Yep, I'm going to cover it for you. No problem at all. And this will be good for everybody to see if they want to watch. They're taking breaks. So sprinter steps. Let's say you start with your right foot forward. You're going to place your left hand down on the ground. And its only job is to just touch the ground and then hang. We're going to swing our right arm up and left knee up as we balance to our balanced position. Left hand and left toe touch the ground, right back up again. If you wanted more of a challenge, or for some people, this gives them more of a rhythm, you can jump it. So whatever foot is in front, your opposite hand has to be touching the ground for that added counterbalance. You can't be having the right hand and right foot touching. You can't be having the left hand and left foot touching. Yep. And we're tapping that toe. In your age, right? I'm going to keep the, if it's okay with you guys, I'm going to keep the list off right now. No, I can't do that. Everybody's working on different things. When you finish your round 2 in your age, let me know when you're starting your 5-minute challenge.
I'm ready, Ryan. It's Mel.
All right, Melanie, gotcha.
Jules and Holly, you got under a minute, okay? Think about that. Think about that when you're thinking about giving yourself a point, knowing that you have to do 15 crawlers for every time you take that break. Keep breathing on through. You got this, Julie. Breathe, Jane. Make sure those elbows aren't going down. We don't want to feel pressure in the front part of the shoulder. It's going to be all through here. Come on, you got this. You got this. Seconds to go. Seconds to go. Come on, keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You may take that break, Julie and Jane. And for any time you took those breaks, every point in this round is worth 15 crawlers. For those of you who are doing this on the replay, all you need to do is set your timer for 5 minutes each time you complete your rounds in your age. Is the goal. That's what I am doing.
Well, All right, Ryan, it's the old lady. She's ready, almost.
All right. All right. Age is just a number. You ready? Here we go. I got you. All right. Looking strong. Again, when we're doing the shoulder press hold, it is tough. That's why I gave it as an option 4, because those elbows have to stay in line with the shoulders. If they do not, then you end up putting pressure on the front part of your rotator cuff. So we want to avoid that. So when we're doing our shoulder press hold, chest out, shoulders back, notice my elbows are right in line with my shoulders. If they dip down a little bit, that's a sign we need to get to take a rest and give yourself a point.
This is Joe, ready for a timer.
All right, Joe. I got you. Last one, right? You got one more to go. This is Joe, your captain speaking. Keep breathing on through.
Okay, Ryan, it's Mary Beth. I'm ready for you.
I got you. I got you. You can start, Mary Beth, with one of your remaining 2.
Jump on that, Holly.
Holly's jumping on it as well. All right. I got you. Piggyback, right? Keep breathing on through. That third round, the ante is really, really high, right? We got 15 crawlers for every break that we take. Keep breathing on through. When you're doing your wall sits, ladies, make sure your arms are by your side. You have that head and back right up against that wall. You keep them by your side. That back will stay nice and flat against the wall. Mel, you got under a minute, kid.
Mel, you got 3, 2, and 1. You can take that break. Holly, you are good. I'm sorry, Holly, you're not. You're not. I apologize, Holly. Wrong number. Joe, you got it just about under a minute.
You have a timer, please, Chris?
Chris, got you, go. Joe, 30 seconds, okay? Breathe on through. You got it. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Everybody stop there. It is time to stretch. Stop your work, everybody. That includes every single one of you, whether you're doing reps or holds. Get a sip of water, and when you're ready, we are going to transition down to our tabletop position for cat-cow first. Great job, ladies, on that challenge. That was excellent. Hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips. We're going to drop that head and round your back. Holding for 3 to 5 seconds and lifting that head up and flattening your back. So just a reminder, next week, Thanksgiving week, we have off. We will resume week 2 the following week on November 28th. Keep an eye on the coaching group and on your emails. We'll still be communicating with you, so don't worry. Okay, let's go. Left hand underneath the right arm, palm up. Lay your head on its left side, and back of the shoulders are going to stretch. If you would like to stay active during the week and you want accountability workouts, text me. Just don't text me now. I woke up and my phone just, my screen just doesn't work. My phone is on, but you can't see anything on the screen. So I have to go get it fixed today. Or actually, I have to go buy a new one essentially. So probably a good $400 coming out of my pocket for that. I have to buy back my current one and then lease a new one. How exciting is that, huh? Okay, switch to the other side. Right palm up, lay on its right side. Lean on into that. If you need anything, text Danielle. I posted it in the coaching group. So if you don't have her number, it's there. And once I get back on, I'll let you guys know. Okay, let's transition to our backs. We're going to go twist stretch on the right side. So that means right heel on top of that left quadricep. Dig it right in there. Keep it there. Left hand to the outside of that right leg and draw that right knee down. And as you do that, look over the shoulder on the right side. I really love this stretch at the end of a tough workout like this because not only are you getting your hips and your back, but if your chest and shoulders, which we worked a lot of today, is tight, you're going to get that as well. We want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. If you're traveling, be safe. I know many of you are. We are very grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. You are a part of our family, as we hope we are as well. Switch it to the other side. So that means now your left heel is going to go on top of your right quad. That quad is the muscle right above the kneecap. And you're going to draw that leg across to the right, looking over your left shoulder. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's release. Tuck those knees into your chest. I hope you have nothing but an amazing rest of your Saturday. Kudos to you guys. You did fantastic. Super proud of you. Mwah. Love you guys. Thank you very much. Great workouts. Happy Thanksgiving.